I am fucking done. I am done. I am done begging a motherfucker to love me. Done begging him to spend time with me. Like, I swear, some of us women have more balls than you coward-ass men. You take good women and you fucking break us down till we can't take no more, till every fucking man we see makes us want to vomit. I don't know what it's like to be in the presence of a real man, a leader, somebody that you know is gonna protect you. Like, it kills you to see your wife or your girlfriend happy. You have to shit on that. Like, fuck you men and your mommy issues. We are not your fucking enemies. But I'm fucking done. I am so fucking done. I'm tired of hurting. I never deserved this fucking shit.
They say, never make someone a priority in your life when you are only an option in theirs. That's when most men have learned the hard way, as women throughout their 20s rejected good men to only be with Chads and Tyrones. Now, after they're 40, had great jobs, 2 divorces, maybe a couple of kids, and the Chads and Tyrones don't interest them any longer because they're still selling cinema tickets and washing cars. They're looking for the same men they shamefully rejected all those years ago. Welcome to the new world, ladies. Women generally fail to understand that the market determines their value, not their own self-perception. These older women mostly all perceive themselves to be far more valuable than the market dictates, which is why they get so frustrated and lash out against men, whom they blame for this. For a woman, her value is the highest when she first enters the market, and it slowly declines in her 20s, before dropping dramatically in her 30s. It's generally the opposite for men, where their value is highest in their 30s after establishing themselves in the workforce and making a good salary. Why are older women struggling to find good men to date? I know why. They're just so full of themselves. You see them all, I'm the whole package. I'm attractive. I'm independent. Yes, but are you really, love? Are you fun? Are you able to be lovable? Or are you unnecessarily argumentative and a boss babe? Can you love a man for the person he is, or are you only checking off a list of superficial requirements? There are made-up standards, and then there are real standards. Be realistic and stop that entitled attitude. Nobody is required to worship you for simply existing. Are you even a great partner yourself? These are some of the questions older women need to ask themselves before they enter the dating market after hitting the wall. The hilarious truth is that during their teens and 20s, they allow Chad and Tyrone to get the goods without any investment as they bounce from bad choice after bad choice in the name of fun, till they get to their 30s and they suddenly have standards and expectations for the sucker whom they expect to pay full price for the product now full of bad judgment and trauma. Meanwhile, Chad and Tyrone got it for free. This is the reality, cold and simple. Women have always survived with the help of men. This has been proven throughout human history, where women have managed to live without taking part in most wars or performing the majority of the taxing chores necessary to establish this civilization. However, despite all the crap for which men had to die, women eventually outnumbered men in the world. You are probably aware that women cannot survive for very long without men, and if it weren't for us standing up for them, they would have long ago disappeared. However, the reality still stands that they will use men as a method of survival, taking advantage of our vulnerabilities as their greatest strength. Women will always be able to exist off of men's sacrifices, resources, and protection until men get over their urge to bust and spread their seed. Men can only do it in order to prevent women from utilizing them to survive. Most men would have to quit protecting women in the future, acquire control of their desires, put their wallets away, and allow the government to handle their affairs. This alone explains why women have been able to live and adapt to the point where they outnumber men, and is the reason why the slogan "Women First" exists. However, times have changed, and we now live in a society where equality is the norm. With Megto, men don't need to offer resources or protection to women. Men don't need to defend women any longer since they have the government to take care of them. And they also don't need to supply long-term resources since they can go out and bring home their own food. You don't understand women if you believe that they will simply die alone without any help. Just keep in mind that the monkey simps, hope strategists, and lonely single men who desire a partner outnumber us. We would need a lot more men to become RP and then choose to either go monk mode their own way or the free agent lifestyle. But that will never occur, to be perfectly honest. In this life, at least. Therefore, do not hold your breath. We are held hostage by women. So, believe me when I say that there will never be any change for the better for men. For instance, if a war broke out, we would have to take the shots and stabbings for them before they were ever required to grasp a gun and defend themselves. Lonely older women will go to any length to be with men. Therefore, women will always outlive men. Now, even if some women will live alone, are you certain this will be the case until their passing? I want you to give this some serious thought. They will, in fact, be single. Although it seems most likely, how confident are you that they won't experience loneliness in the future? Because, if you stop to think about it, a sizable and expanding segment of men and young men are single and lonely because their counterparts aren't interested in them. Accordingly, and on the basis of the research that is currently available, many of these older single women hitting the wall now will still be able to lure thirsty and lonely men. They will instead find a way to adapt and survive by using what's between their legs. Instead, they will adapt and prey on lonely young guys and unmarried men who are unable to attract women in their age group. Women know they can't lure MGTOW men. But with men going their own way, their only true asset is not going to help them, and that's what scares them the most. So, they don't die by themselves. You guys have to realize that a man will always be willing to ignore warning signs in order to establish intimacy. This shows how intense the want for companionship or relief is for males, and tragically, far too many of them are prepared to settle for anything less than pure release. Therefore, even if we want women to learn their lesson, the sad truth is that too many men are willing to give up everything they have fought so hard for in order for those men's need for intimacy. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you think that most men will wake up and decide to end relationships despite knowing the red pill, you are mistaken. Even the guys who quit their relationships will ultimately come back into one, especially if they can't understand this red pill message anymore. Hold the line and hold the fort for the few of you who are determined to remain unmarried and pass away alone. Just know that you will have to give up your independence, serenity, and quiet as soon as you decide to return to the plantation. If you're okay with that, carry out your duties. Almost half of the female population is going to be single and lonely. Do you know that by 2030, it's expected that a growing number of women will be single? In a recent piece, it was predicted that by 2030, 45% of American women would be unmarried. It will definitely happen, gentlemen. There will be many ladies in the future who will be alone. It may not be 45 anymore. Now, that doesn't necessarily imply that they won't be piped the hell down. No, they will be engaging in polyculture to a large extent in addition to accomplishing that. That is definitely present already, so as time goes on, I anticipate it becoming more common. However, that is gradually disintegrating and disappearing in terms of women getting married in monogamous relationships. As a result, expect to see more older women who are single living alone and with pets in the future than ever before. Due to the predictability of their language, modern women who decided to pursue a career rather than get married are annoying, disagreeable, and bad candidates for dating. Although they think that doing so will help them have acceptable finances and get to know themselves better, they have been taught the idea that they can climb the corporate ladders in their 20s, have a good profession, have multiple guys hit on them, and finally settle down in their mid-30s. The unfiltered truth is very different. Leftover women live financially irresponsible lives for the most part. Women overspend, live paycheck to paycheck, and have so much emotional baggage that their ability to attach as a couple is permanently lost. They turn to antidepressants and other legal drugs like alcohol and cigarettes when they are in their mid-30s and early 40s and have trouble finding a man who truly wants them as a mate. However, this does not imply that men pay them no attention. Some males will thirst for any woman out there, no matter what sort they are. That's an ugly truth that hurts men and masculinity. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.